Topping the news tonight, more than 44,000 Alabama food stamp recipients have lost their benefits and are having to cope without this source of support. WVUA 23's Chelsea Barton has more.
Philip, this is linked to a piece of welfare legislation from 1996 that puts a strict limit on the amount of time able-bodied adults without dependents can receive food stamp benefits. I sat down with Community Service Programs of West Alabama's Executive Director Cynthia Burton to break down just what this reinstatement means.
What this means to people is that able-bodied adults without dependents can only draw food stamps for a period of 3 months during a 36-month period.
Just kind of talk about what your worst fear from this is
that people will go hungry. There are people out there who are trying to beat the system. But for the most part, within the agencies, the nonprofit agencies, we find people who are really trying to do good and to do what they need to do for their families.
One group of people expected to be significantly affected by this change is the long-term unemployed, such as laid-off coal miners.
We know that these people will be laid off for more than 3 months. Now, they will eventually go back to work, but what happens to that reprieve they had with the food stamps during that period of time?
The situation has nonprofits, food banks, churches, and charitable organizations worried they won't be able to help the thousands of low-income individuals who'll be denied assistance.
My worst fear is that agencies who are trying to stock their pantries will their shelves will be empty and I won't be able to help them fill them. One thing we can't do is go without food. Everybody has to have food to maintain a lifestyle.
And that's why we're here, is to give them the support that they need to try to get them to self-sufficiency. And we just think there's going to be a greater demand for that food, except none of us have gotten any more money.
Now, Burton tells us local groups have met with law enforcement to discuss the possibility of increased crime that this change could bring with it. For a more detailed list of exemptions, you can visit our website, WVUA23.com. For WVUA 23 News, I'm Chelsea Barton.